Well, welcome back to the Better by Next Week podcast, where Ollie and I are actually on site this week at MVP Backyard Ultra.
I know, this is absolutely crazy. I never in my wildest dreams would we ever actually be here. I floated it to Dad, he was a bit skeptical, but with the help of farms, it's been amazing. And yeah, we've got a pretty cool setup here.
Yeah, so we're at Brimbank Park for the MVP Backyard Ultra. These guys, if you can see in the background, have been running for almost 26 and a half hours, and there's 7 people left. And we thought, what better way to celebrate what they've done so far than do a pop-up podcast at the start-finish line. And they'll be coming past occasionally. You'll see them in the background, you hear a bit of noise. So we'll be clapping them in. They might even come in and say hello.
Yeah. We're
going to talk to a few guests as well, a couple of the crew, have some interviews with those guys, see how they've been going with their team members. So
yeah, so to give it a little bit of a rundown, this is a backyard ultra, it's 6.7 Ks, but it's broken up into 3 little loops. So each time they'll come around. So yeah, we'll hope to see them quite often and yeah, clap them in like Dad said.
Yeah, so this course, let's start with the course here.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts. So it's 140 metres of elevation gain each loop.
Is it? I thought it was 100.
No, it's
I've been saying
140
100.
metres and it's 3 smaller loops, which is fun because you kind of break it down. It's like 2Ks, 1.5K, one of them is, 2Ks, 3Ks and 1 point something Ks at the end.
Yeah.
So you're constantly seeing your runner, which is so epic when you're trying to, see how they're going, assess whether they need anything. So it's a really cool course for that. But the brutal part of this course is that there's this one giant hill.
Is it brutal though?
It is
it brutal? Because it is actually quite a flowy, hilly course where you can take those walking breaks.
Yeah.
So it is hard for those people who might want to have a zone out and just go, all right, I'm going to run for 2 minutes, walk for 1 minute. But
Yeah.
it's hard because obviously you're running uphill.
Yeah.
So it does, like Dad said, this is one hill. Explain the hill for us.
Yeah, well, traditionally a backyard ultra, you try and pick ones that are flat because they're a little bit easier. And then you've got to put like a run walk strategy in place to get through the laps. But this course is the perfect course for telling you where you run and where you walk. And this one hill, and it is brutal. You undersold it, but it is a brutal hill. And in the middle, that's one thing we forgot. We're in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
So today was about 30 degrees and these guys were baking in the sun and there was no respite.
Yeah.
And you can lie to them as much as you like, but from about 1 o'clock onwards, we were saying, yeah, the sun's going down. This is the last of it. But the sun had so much bite right up until 6 o'clock, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And the weather radar was just deceiving us out. Like it lied to us the whole time. What did it say? 24, 26? Yeah. And yeah, it peaked up to 30 and it was hot out here in the sun and you just feel for those runners.
Yeah, we were interviewing some of these guys today and we actually had to pick a few runners to interview and we wanted to follow them throughout their journey of the event. And it was great because it's in an upcoming podcast. We're going to edit all that down and then actually talk about each individual person's journey. And spoiler alert, we actually, the female that we had on happened to be the last woman standing, which was awesome. Yeah, it was really good to follow Rose's journey, wasn't it?
You know what the coolest part is as well? So I've been out here filming with the cameras, with the gimbal, and haven't taken any stacks, by the way. It's good. It's been good.
For a change.
We are healthy, happy. And it's been great to follow these guys' journeys because it's almost like you live through a lifetime in the backyard ultra. It's like, so we did a pre-race interview at the start, they're all happy and everything. And then they're getting into the harder bits. It's hot, you can see they're struggling. And it's super emotional for a lot of runners as well. And then you get to do that post-race interview and it's just the comparison compared to the start.
They're so relieved, aren't they?
100%.
Every single, we've only had 2 runners so far that we've had to do our post-run interviews with.
So they're doing well. And how many have we had?
We had 7 we had 7 to begin with. So I think we've got 5 or 6 still to go. Yeah. So we're going to be here for a little while.
Yeah. I don't know which one to cheer for.
I'm cheering for them all because I just wanted to go long so you can just see all the...
Well, I got to go back to school.
You do. But it's so much fun watching them. And like Matt was our first timer that we picked, had never done a backyard ultra in his life. And again, spoiler alert, but he made it to 24 hours at his first backyard ultra. And he predominantly does point-to-point events. And the comparison that he drew between a point-to-point and a backyard ultra, it was crazy, because he said it's like a whole different style of running, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Matt's obviously finished down under. He's ran 55 hours before, and you think, oh, he's only run 24. But like that, it's complete. It takes it out of you. It's such a different puzzle to learn, and that's what he was saying at the start. He just wanted to learn and figure out this puzzle. Obviously, he's got time to digest this whole new experience that he's found. But his story was so cool, because he just let it out, didn't care, and it was amazing to watch. And I probably followed him for at least 3 hours.
Yeah, well, he was quitting. He was quitting for like 5 or 6 hours, and he'd come in, and we'd all be like, "No, you got one more in you, Matt. Come on, you got this." And then he's like, "Nah," he just did not want to go out. And some of the footage that we've got it's amazing of how he's mentally just picking up the pieces and saying to himself, "No, I've got to do this." And his family was here. His son was here. His son actually ran. Sam ran.
Who did his son remind you of?
You a bit too. Like, I mean, it was so funny. So when they crossed the finish line, his son was like, "Oh, come on, Dad, you can finish this loop," because Matt pulled out about 2 Ks into the loop.
So he had come in, because obviously it's a 3-looped course, and he came in with like he wasn't going to make it at all. So what's Sam doing?
Oh, Sam's like, "No, come on, Dad, you got to finish this loop. You got to keep going out. No, you got to finish. And you can just see poor Matt's just like, "I'm done. I've actually checked out."
Yeah.
But I think in that situation, and I think you're starting to understand that a bit as well, that Matt had quit 4 hours earlier. So it's at some point you need to let the runner have their day and say, "You know what, I've had enough." So he was quitting for 4. So on lap 20, Sam might have said, "Dad, you can keep going," and he kept going. And then on the lap 21, he did the same thing, and he kept on going for Sam. But in the end, you sometimes need to let him go. And often if I'm encouraging someone or someone's doing, I could see in the end, Matt's like, "I don't want to hear anything from you, Tim. Enough motivating."
You know what he told me? He's like, "I've had it from your father. I've even had it from you." But no, yeah, I had a really nice conversation with him as we were walking back, and I was talking about, it's not just like Matt himself learning as the runner, it's the crew. We had a moment at King of the Hill where I learned so much about how you need to be motivated, and I need to change my ways and how I motivate you. Because often you try to motivate someone in the way you want to be motivated, and you're completely different. And with Matt, I can see it. He doesn't like to be like, what is it?
Do you reckon he doesn't want to be, when he says, "Look, I've had enough," it's like, can you please not push it? Almost.
Yeah.
I almost.
It's such a hard thing though, because he's so new to this.
Yeah.
So, and I was explaining it to him. It's like, it's so hard with you because you've never experienced that that next day feeling. For any backyard ultra runners out there, that next day feeling, you all know what we're talking about. Oh, I could have got out there for another lap. So it's very hard for him to be able to go look back on that moment. And that's something I'm trying to explain to him, and it's just not computing whatsoever.
Oh, look, the one thing I want to leave, we'll probably have more details about Matt in that 100%. But one thing I want to leave with it is that he said to me that, I'll let you, like, I don't want to do another backyard ultra, but I'll give you a call tomorrow, Tim, and I'm thinking, don't call me and say, "I want to be back there still running," because that is the worst. That is the first thing everyone says the next day when people are still running. They're like, "I wish I was still in that bubble." And it's awesome being here and feeling the energy, because we often talk on the podcast about being in the bubble and just the energy of the people supporting, of the runners. And often, like, our energy is kind of shared. It's like you're either running or crewing, or I'm either running or crewing, but we've done neither. And actually being here, and you know what, you can actually, by supporting everyone else, I've actually really enjoyed being here and feeling all that, and how everyone's just pumped up for each other. And you can kind of, like you can pump everyone up. You can motivate everyone, and then you're hearing their stories and you can relate to them.
Yeah.
How relatable is everyone's like we've been tuning into people's journey from the start. 10 laps in, 15 laps in, and we've just been checking in all the time, and you just see them like battling through this limit. They're chasing this limit.
I was actually going to mention the highs and lows. It's such a dynamic sport, backyard ultras, because you can see it. It's like one moment I'm filming them and they're like all happy, making a joke. Matt's saying, "Oh, snake," as I'm walking backwards. It's like, "Oh, haha," and the next minute he's like all upset, and it's just a sport, and it's like that's the things that people need to work through. And I will post a lot of it up. And
I think that for me a big eye-opening thing is that I ride the roller coaster a lot in
Everyone
events, and seeing it firsthand and seeing how everyone else rides that roller coaster just like I do it's a little bit of a relief for me, because I'm thinking, oh man, I'm the most emotional runner. I'm just a nervous wreck and I hate myself for it. But to actually see others go through those battles, you see it's a normal thing. And some people, like we're following Jacob Garlic, and he is like stoic as hell. Like he goes out, he sprints out each lap. I wouldn't be surprised if this is him coming up the hill now, but him or Shane, I reckon. Shane's found a new...
He's going to do second win. We might
has,
take a pause on the podcast here for a moment.
Yeah,
let's see if we can guess who this is.
We'll clap him in. We've been clapping everyone else in.
Oh, who is it? All right, take a guess.
I reckon it's Shane. Shane went out like a gun and he come through in about 12 minutes. So I reckon it's... Who's our man?
It's Shane!
Woo! Good work, Shane. So it's been awesome. So I reckon, but Jacob Garlic as well, he's been coming through and he's been lighting up the course, just like tearing up. He's like comes out of the gates, just sprints out. And what do you think that does to the other runners when they see him sprint out like that every time?
You got runners that'll be like, let him be what he's going to be. Those people who have a little bit more experience, like the Crow. He's run 52 hours, 50 odd hours at the Kalgoa the other year. He knows how to play the game. But a lot of other people who are maybe more novices will look at that and go, Farah, he's crushing it. When really it's, how many hours are we in? 27 hours? It's a long time, but if you're playing the long game, it's quite a short time.
One thing that, and people do it just in normal races anyway. They just focus on what they can focus on, because as soon as you start looking sideways, you start getting nervous that is he better? Look, we've spoken about your cross country. Like, you look around and it's so hard. You get nervous, and then you can't do that. And one guy that hasn't been doing that is the Crow.
Sorry,
but,
I'm cutting you off. We got another one.
We got him. Here
we've got Jacob.
Good work.
Sorry, for reference, they are not finishing the lap at the moment. They are just going in and going around on their last lap. So they will be here again.
Yeah, so we're going to probably see all 6 runners come through. We'll see them come through on their final loop as well.
Yep.
And then we'll still be doing it when they all run out on their what is it? It's going to be their 27th or 28th loop. Yeah. So, what we'll say.
I do want to mention as well is that it's crazy how so many different characteristics of people, different kinds of personalities are like both have their strengths and weaknesses. Like, you got Paddo, who's just having a bloody ball out there.
Yeah. I don't know if he was having a ball. He was having a chuck.
He was having a chuck before.
He was having a chuck about 5 minutes ago. But then I walked over and he's like, oh, no, I feel better now.
I know. He is so funny. If anyone hasn't seen a reel that I posted up, he's hilarious. I don't know, that guy. He was 007 on our reel that we posted. He is determined. That guy is one super determined guy, and we've been pull it off.
We've been following his journey as well throughout the day and throughout the event, and he's the guy that's done the most. So if Matt had done 0 backyard ultras, Paddo had done 17. I think he said, and he's a wealth of experience. And
he's got the podcast too.
He's got the podcast as well, but he's been so determined to do well here. He really wants to do well here.
And I just don't think he's been able to quite pull it off yet, has he?
Well, you know what? Making it through today has been half the battle.
This
I reckon.
Is his PB lap, by the way.
Is it?
I think so. 26. As
far as 26. He's done 36.
Yeah, it is. No, like PB lap on this course.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Well, he's made it through to the hardest part. Through the hardest part.
Yeah.
The heat of that first day is just crazy. So they've got the whole night now. So they've got 12 hours or so before it heats up again. So there's no reason why all these guys that are still in can't go to 36 at least.
Don't get me wrong, the nights do have their party,
They're demons.
Their demons, but honestly, I don't think there's anything worse than the heat because a lot of runners did dread that heat, and it zaps you too. You get maybe a little bit dizziness, you get feel a little bit nausea.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just do need a chuck like Pato did, but yeah, it really does zap you.
Well, Luke Slater, and another runner that we're following along, he was having some dizzy spells. We were seeing him earlier. His daughter earlier, who's crewing for him, and she was saying that he was having some issues, like feeling a little bit dizzy. But I said to her, I reckon it could just be a bit of the sunstroke stuff. So you're in the sun the whole time, it's beating down on your head, and you're like, oh man, I've had enough of this. But you know what? I've seen him limping about 5 hours ago, but now he's back.
Yeah.
So
I think he was complaining about his ankle a little bit, but yeah,
But he's just pushing on as well.
I know, but I feel like a lot of people complain about these things, and it's like, what do you kind of expect? You've been running for 27 hours.
Yeah, well, they've done over 180 kilometres about now. So
coming up on 200.
Yeah, and they've got sore bodies, but they're still moving well, and that's the mark of a person who's got plenty of endurance. They're fatigued, but they've got the what's the word I want to say?
I wish I could help you out.
No, they've been training hard, so they've got the fitness to be able to keep pumping loops out.
They're veterans.
Well, I wouldn't say that they're veterans.
Well, Pato is.
Yeah, well, Pato
Pato's
definitely
a veteran.
is. Yeah, 100%. They got the conditioning. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
They got the conditioning to just keep going out and out. And then they have that 5 or 10 minute rest, and then they're back out, and then they're running again.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to understand that these guys are an absolute beast of athletes.
I know.
I was actually talking to Alex Cleary earlier on about...
We'll get him on that later.
Yeah, we'll get him on, because he's been crewing the Crow, who's got big hopes and dreams for this event.
His little journey, sorry to cut you off, his little journey is to hope to crew, learn a lot of stuff, and then race in a different backyard ultra, Melbourne Front Yard Ultra, and really perform well there.
Yeah, and he's soaking it up like a sponge.
He hasn't slept.
Yeah, we've seen him over there doing his little notes and stuff like that, his voice notes. So, I mean, and that's part of the journey. I remember when Joel crewed a heap of times for me, and he'd take notes, he'd watch, he'd learn, and then next minute, he's on the Australian team. Yeah. So, I mean, it takes a lot to understand how the whole backyard ultra format works. But, you know, the first place that you should start is crewing someone.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think Alex has slept. So
no, he hasn't.
So he
hasn't, because Dad gave him a bit of chewing gum that had some energy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We should plug it like Joe Rogan plugs it on his podcast.
We should.
Maybe they'll sponsor us.
Do you have it on you?
Eurogum? No, I don't have any on me.
Eurogum not sponsored.
Not
That's just
sponsored,
good.
but yeah. We got a couple more runners coming in. But before they do, like, what have you seen that has been like a similar thing with every runner today that they've kind of, you know, struggled with?
The heat.
The heat.
It's the
But
heat.
how they manage that though?
Ice, 100% ice, water, keeping cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
I reckon all these guys who have been, hey, how are you?
oh we've got a
So
special
So we got the crow. Got the crow on.
that's fun.
So he's feeling good. Like you wouldn't believe that guy's been running for almost 27 hours, but he has. We promise.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, going back to the heat. Heat is 100%.
But do you reckon that all these runners that are still here, do you reckon that all of them manage the heat really, really well with ice? I reckon I almost seen every single one of them stuffing ice up their arm sleeves, up the back of here.
It's definitely a new trend that's been learnt through the backyard ultras. Like Phil Gore stuffs the ice. Sleeves, like I saw a lot of people using arm sleeves today. It's something that just I feel like a community as a whole is just learning, and everyone's just getting
I
better
reckon
at
the
it.
crow as well. I seen him dipping all his clothes in ice buckets as well. So I thought that was pretty impressive of him just to learn.
It's ballsy as well, because you get like quite cold.
You do. But I mean, I remember at Miriam, and that was hell on earth. And we were doing the same thing. And as soon as you put all that ice gear on, you're so goddamn cold, but you're dry within a kilometre. So as soon as you got out on that hill, those guys, they would have just dried up really quickly. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
I struggle from the heat as well a little bit running out there.
well, today,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, you come back, you got sunburnt. I told you off about that.
Yeah. I got
You didn't
savaged
listen,
sunburn.
then your mum came and put some sunscreen on your neck.
Yeah,
So
I sweated. I had a shower. Not a shower. I washed myself down, and then I got
2
sweaty
seconds.
2 seconds later.
yeah, well, that's how hot it got. I couldn't believe how hot it was. And I mean, some of the people that were finishing, there was a gentleman that was finishing Aaron, and I could not believe how.
I got some good footage of this.
Oh, you got some footage. Man, he left it all out there.
Yeah.
Like, I thought we were going to call Ambos for him at one point, because then even after he
Because
finished.
what happened to him? He felt a little bit dizzy, didn't he? Like, felt like.
Yeah, well, he felt like passing out.
And still kept going.
Still kept going, still kept pushing. And I reckon the sunstroke, like people were getting sunstroke pretty bad out there, but they were just pushing on. And it's amazing what the mind can do, because he just kept on pushing. And I just, he was phenomenal, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, we got a couple lights.
Oh, we got a couple. Oh, we got 3 lights.
I
coming
can't
through
believe we
too.
got a shark out there.
And there's a big giant shark, and I don't know whether the runners are thinking that they're hallucinating. How you going, guys?
Oh, we got two.
Oh, see,
runners
there's
here,
2 of the
Luke and
runners that we're
Buddy.
following, Brady and Luke. Good work, guys. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they're moving well as
Who
well.
else we got?
I think. Who else have we got running?
Wait, do we have many?
No, I
Oh,
think that's it.
Pato.
Pato!
Pato.
Podcast Pato! You'll make
He's
it. You'll make it all right.
He's making it.
You'll make it. You got plenty of time, Pato.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's still looking strong. He's got plenty of time.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys could walk. I think it's about a kilometre that last
1.3.
loop.
I think it was 1.3. So
Yeah.
if they walk it, they'll make a plenty
They
of
could
time.
walk it.
Shane first in. 44 minutes. That's a quick loop.
Yeah, that's a smoking loop. So what you guys would have just seen is that Pato just came in to do his final loop with about 1.3 Ks to go in 44 minutes. And then Shane, who was our speed demon off the start of that last loop, ended up finishing that same loop in 44 minutes. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, to put a little bit of context behind it, Shane has had a rough couple of hours. So even though I was talking to him, he's like, nah, I'm done in 3, I'm done in 5. And he's just banged out a 44-minute loop. That just shows, like, how determined these athletes are.
yeah, I mean, Shane's been amazing. I thought he's been quitting for hours, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to do 24 and then I'm out.
Yeah.
And then they're and now they're still doing that. It's just, it's incredible.
You know what I think, right? You might have some, like, random wonders. What is this? Oh, this is a running event. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is a live podcast. Oh, why is there a shark that's got lights in it?
These poor old guys probably going, oh my God, what's going on?
Pictures.
Oh, they're
Oh,
taking
that's
some
funny.
pictures. Oh, it's funny as. It's so
this
cool.
This is hilarious.
But yeah, so we've been following all the runs, and then so that a lot of them had trouble, but there was a lot of people still made it through today, to the 100K mark of 15 hours, and it's phenomenal. And okay, I want to go back to what I was saying about. I was having a chat to Alex earlier, and I remember back in 2011, I'd watched this doco of World Tough Mudder, and these athletes were finishing a 24-hour race, and I thought these guys were gods. Like absolute gods. And I'm like, oh, maybe one day I want to do something like that. I want to be out there doing those kinds of things. And now it's like, how many people made it through the night? How many people made it to 24 hours? These people are just like phenomenal, like running 100 miles in 24 hours. And this World Tough Mudder I watched, these people were running 80 Ks in 24 hours. So it's amazing how far endurance sport has evolved.
Yeah, so you made the reference to Tough Mudder and backyard ultras. What do you think about the evolution of actual backyard ultras? Like this race specifically, like so many of these athletes like Pato struggled to get through the heat.
Yeah.
These athletes are evolving themselves. Do you think that that's actually evolving the race?
Yeah, I think that people are learning. I think that there's that real steep learning curve at the start of these events, and endurance in general. Well, I think what people misunderstand is that endurance is just building a big, strong body and then just going out and flogging yourself, and that's not it.
No.
You can see that the people that are still going have got their tents set up, and their marquees are all organised. They're eating every loop. These guys don't actually know how long they're going to be outie for. So what you do on lap 1 affects what might happen on lap 60.
Yeah.
So it's such a fine balance. Whereas when you know an event's going to end, you tend to do nutrition and planning for the moment. not so much for the moment that you don't know whether it's going to come or not. And sometimes you look like an idiot bringing all this food and all this other stuff, but at the end of the day,
It's necessary to be really good at this.
Oh,
Who do we got
100%.
here?
Who we got?
Jacob.
Jacob coming through. Good work, Jacob. Good lap, man.
Great one.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's one thing that, some people have to attend to emergencies, and that's all part of it. And you've got to do all that within the 1 hour time frame.
Yeah.
So,
You know what's interesting as well is that Jacob is doing this all without a crew.
Yeah.
Now I'm quite interested to see how this plans out here. Like,
well, our good friend Ben Nichols, who we've raced with a lot, he at Mirren Werner went uncrewed, and
How
he
many
made
laps?
this signing. Well, I think he did like 4 or 5 laps. But he's saying now is like, if you're uncrewed, you're screwed.
Ooh.
So we'll see if that happens with Jacob.
because this is where the big hitters start to happen, the big sleeps. You need that if you want to get into the next day.
We're
and
going
have
into
that
night
stuff.
2. These guys have been up for 36 hours, and it's going to get really, really tough from here. But I also think that Jacob's been doing some fast laps, so he's got to make sure he's using that time to be able to, recoup all his fluids, all his energy and everything like that. But there's so much to this backyard ultra stuff. Like the nutrition has to be on point. The hydration has to be on point. Then you throw in weather like they had today, and you're begging people for bags of ice.
Yeah, it's completely rough going. It's like, like you said before, it's like, you might look like, whoa, you're too full on bringing your whole household, but you need it.
Yeah.
Like, you need it. It's very underestimated how much demand these backyard ultras really have on you.
And I think the big difference is that we've got
who's
another one
here?
coming through. Good work,
Go
guys.
back, guys.
Keep it up. Good job. So yeah. They're trying to get sleep. So we'll try not to be too loud. But so that's the thing that because this is a multi-day event.
Do you know how many there's left?
Oh, I bet.
I was here in the afternoon and I was told there's only 10 left.
Oh, there's 7 left.
Yeah.
7
But
left.
yeah, we're recording live here. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're the finishing line guys.
Yeah, we're the
I
finishing
guess-
line.
I guess
yeah,
so,
I guess.
yeah.
I guess.
So there's 7 to go.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Gee.
cool.
And do you think they'll last till Monday?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Because the other guy I was talking to the finish line, he said the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm getting some more. So that's
There you go.
Yeah, there's some pretty good athletes out there.
Yeah. Can we get back to this for a sec? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Thanks. Well, you know what?
We can answer all your questions,
We'll answer all your questions in about half an hour. How's that sound?
We might
We
even
promise.
answer some of your questions whilst we're talking.
Yeah. You come up with all your questions and we'll answer them. What we say, so yeah, we've got, so because it's a multi-day event, like you said, you're bringing all this stuff and you just don't know what you're going to need. So you might need an umbrella one day and then the next day you're running around in a singlet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's why what the most important thing is having those tents set up so that you're ready to tackle anything. But
Yeah, we even had some people out there with no top on, and just really getting out there.
yeah, well, I remember that, and that's the key. Like, you got to make sure that you're not exposed to the sun, because then you'll bake.
Yeah.
You'll be baking for. And I remember at Hurdy's Backyard Ultra, I was running around. I might have shared this story before, but I was running around in a singlet, and I ran past a person that was at the park, and they said to me, and I said to them, "When does this sun go down in Perth?" And the guy goes, "Mate, put a t-shirt on." And I was cooking my shoulders, and I was so sunstroke after that.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I mean, it's just one of those things that you don't realize that you're making those mistakes, and you don't make them again, do you?
And how many lessons do you think you learned from a backyard ultra?
Oh,
If
which
you
one?
just
That
have
one?
to give a number though, like if you had to give a number of lessons, not specific lessons, how many lessons did you learn?
Hundreds of lessons.
Hundreds? You reckon
you would
hundreds?
learn hundreds. You don't realize. I don't think that you realize how much you actually learn. Like, if you have a look at even today, how much people have learned. And Aaron, who finished up, like, you could just see it in his face. I was talking to him, and and the cogs are turning, and he's thinking, I need to be better at this. I need to be better at this. And he's looking at everyone else and going, what are they doing that I wasn't doing?
Yeah.
And then so he's learning. Then there's one lesson. It's
Yeah,
like
'cause
the
it is-
heat, the shoes, the blisters, the nutrition, the crewing.
It is tricky looking at these other runners and going, what the hell? How are they still running? Like they'll be running to the next day, and they'll be looking at the results, the live feed, and go, what the hell?
Yeah.
What is it that they're doing?
Yeah.
Right, and is it their conditioning? Is it their sleep? It's so many factors that you. What do you actually think is the number one though?
That does you in?
Yeah.
I think the number one thing that does you in is your inability to understand that it hasn't gotten worse. It's
That's
the
a good
same.
one.
It's the same as what it felt like 10 hours ago. It's just that you've got sick of feeling like that. So that's the only thing, and I think that that's where people can lose it sometimes, because when you really, really want to keep going, you got to remember that you felt like shit 10 hours ago.
Hey, Brady!
Brady! Yeah, so you felt like absolute crap 10 hours ago, and then it's the same feeling. It's just that you've got sick of feeling like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going back to what do you reckon from what you've seen? What is the thing that the people quit most from?
You really covered my topic. I was going to do very well. That's the one thing. That's completely right. It's one thing that you see in every backyard ultra runner is that the inability to understand that pain is going to be there.
Work.
But the same goes as well for knowing that, like actually just knowing the pain.
Yeah.
Like I know you mentioned before, like the pain before 10 hours ago and the pain after is the exact same. I think people just don't understand that whole idea of I've actually been running for 10 hours through this.
And that's the first thing that I remind people.
And acknowledge it.
Yeah, that's the first thing I remind people. And even, it doesn't even have to be pain. It might be just an issue. Like people will say, oh, I've had this tummy issue for the last 7 hours. And I'm like, and they're like, yeah, and it's you know, it's like, what are you? It's like, you know what they are? They're sick of it. They've had enough of having that issue. The issue hasn't gotten worse.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, they just need someone in their crew that knows enough to go, all right, we need to start eating maybe some toast so that the guts feel a little bit better, or back off some of the food and just have some water for a loop or so.
Yeah.
You know, you've got enough energy to keep going. Nothing's going to go wrong if you skip something for an hour. But that's where people, you know, get twisted up in their mind a little bit, and all it takes is having a look at what someone else is doing, feeling, oh man, what are they doing? You know, this is really hard. So it's never easy, but at the end of the day, you've got to just ask yourself, has it got worse? So that's our 3-minute buzzer.
We've got here.
Good work, Pato.
I'm on
Keep
Pato.
going, mate. You've got this, mate.
No,
The floodgates have not opened, Pato. You've got this. Yeah, you can.
Mate, Pato, you've come in with 3 minutes.
Come on, mate. You got plenty.
This is going to be live on Better
I'll
by
remind
next
you,
week.
Frank the Tank, right? He stays in the death zone for 40 hours.
Yes,
Good.
you will.
You will have another go. Remember Frank the Tank.
I love this part.
So
I love it.
And this is all part of, you know, motivating people to find their limit, because sometimes they forget.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes they forget that they've.
Well, what did Pato just do? Come in. The prime example of highs and lows. Pato's like, yes, I'm going to make this loop. Oh, next minute, floodgates have opened.
Yeah.
What's
That's
happened?
right. And so he's riding the roller coaster of those feelings and those emotions. And I mean, no one, look, let's preface this, that no one wants anyone to hurt themselves.
No.
Right? But you just know, we all know how much, when it's over, we want to go back to that moment, and we want to say to ourselves, you know, I left it all out there. I didn't have any excuses. I gave it everything I had. And because we know how much it hurts, how much does it suck?
It's the worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
It has to be the worst feeling ever. And you just don't want that other person to feel it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And you're trying so hard, and they feel like you're just being a burden on them.
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's you're so passionate for them.
But and the thing is that, like, for anyone that hasn't done a backyard ultra or hasn't done these really longer events, you know, you can stop whenever you want. We had friends of ours from the Bannockburn Park run, Marissa and Lenny, come out, and Marissa did 5 loops, right, or 4. I think she did 4 or 5 loops.
4 loops.
Lenny did 5 or 6. And it was just so funny. Marissa come up to us at the end and she's like, I think Lenny likes this. I think he really enjoys this. And so did Marissa. They both absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And they smashed their goals and they pushed to their limits. And
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
that's right. And everyone's the same. Like, so they found their limit and these guys are doing the exact same thing. They're trying to find their limit and we're trying to encourage them to, to find that limit. So they're going to...
We might just take a break here for the podcast a little bit and watch them.
Yeah, so if you do have a
30
chance,
seconds
so if you listen to us in the car or you're running along, you might want to pull over.
Yeah, it's okay to pause your
Or
watch.
stop. Yeah, pause your watch and you'll see these guys coming out.
Hopefully
They're
you're not
going out
mid-interval.
for lap 28 now. They've been out there for 27 hours. So we're going to see them running through in 20 seconds time. But it's amazing to see what the human body can do.
I know.
I absolutely love watching endurance athletes because they're probably the fittest athletes on the planet.
Yes.
I would hands down say that Phil Gore is the fittest athlete on the planet.
Ooh,
And
that's
a
big
lot
call.
of people haven't heard of him. So
All right, these guys are taking off.
here
now.
we go. Here they come. You'll see their little lights. You've got Jacobs coming out first.
Here we go.
They're doing a great job. Well done, guys.
Work.
Awesome job, guys.
work.
Looking strong. Keep it up. You're
That's
looking
it,
strong.
Pato.
Stick together, guys.
That's
Make it
right.
through the night. You're doing great.
Well
Catch
done,
up to them,
boys.
Pato. Stick on their tail.
Floodgates
Good
are
work.
closed. You got it.
You got this, Pato. I think this may be a perfect opportunity now. We'll get Brett on. Yeah.
All right, everyone, we have got Brett, the race director of Trailers Plus all the events, and we're here at MVP as well. How do you feel? Like we had a lot of people. Like and to get to this point is crazy. Do you think the course record will be broken?
I think it will. Yeah. Thanks for having me, firstly, guys. Yeah, look, the numbers, 165 or thereabouts, and the community feel. It's just such a buzz.
I know.
You know, from the building of the whole little city that we've built here, and the runners and the supporters. It's just one of the best formats. Just
I know.
so much fun. You're constantly regrouping and connecting. So
Yeah, Dad and I will always be here. We just love the vibe, regardless whether or not we're running, we're crewing. We're always here, and I think you've done a really good job with building this whole community around here. Like, what did it start off with? The numbers, and now what is it?
I think in 2020 we had 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was over by the cafe. 21, I think that grew to about 36, so it wasn't a big leap. I think then we went to about 50 and then 75. And then the fifth year went like 150 and then 190.
Yeah.
And now with a few more options around, we're around the 165. So last year was the peak numbers.
Yeah.
But the vibe this year's still been awesome.
I know, it has been amazing. What is one thing that you love to see here? Like what is it in these athletes that you love seeing, love pushing, and why do you put on this event?
Oh, wow. One thing. Pretty hard to probably put it down to one.
Oh, we'll give us a couple then.
Look, I think the whole community component of it is just the best. The support from all the runners. You know, you see them take off and they spend so much time together. And it's often said to me, I made new mates, you know, lifetime friends because I spent so much time out there on the course.
All it really is that a Backyard Ultra whole event is just like a lifetime, isn't it? Like you experience all the emotions.
Yeah.
Do you almost feel their emotion?
You certainly do. I mean, you know, for the first time this year, for example, we had one runner timed out of getting into the pen.
I did see that.
I mean, and that wasn't a case of finishing the lapping time. He was with his crew, so he had time to get out, but they just misjudged it. And it was like 3 steps from entering. And we had to.
That's so heartbreaking.
You know, I really do not like doing that, but they're the rules. You know, if you're not in, you're not in. So that was tough. But so that's one of the emotions. The other emotions, of course, are the satisfaction of completing what they've started to, what their goal is. You know, whether that's 4 laps or 4 yards, 7, 15, or just all in. And people that sign up for 4 and have the choice to keep going if they want. And we had one female today that signed up for the 7 yards, which is the marathon distance, basically. and ended up doing 100K.
I know.
I mean, I just love seeing that. It is a format that allows you to go a lot further than you expect to be able to go, I think.
Yeah. And have you structured this? Obviously, because it's quite different to a normal backyard ultra loop. You've got 3 mini loops within the whole loop. Did you structure it to bring in that community for runners to be able to see their crew and the applaud? Like, it's amazing every time.
100%. Like where we are in Brimbank Park, part of the Maribyrnong Valley, there are lots of trails we could use. We could do an out and back along the river trail. We could do bigger loops.
Yeah.
But I wanted to engage the community here in the hub.
And you've done that.
Over and over. So by having the 3 loops to make up the yard, just basically brings everybody into it, and the atmosphere and the cheering and support that goes on. It's amazing. And I love that part of it.
Yeah, I know. It's the best part. I honestly can't like stress it enough. It's amazing, that whole community, because you do, like, we like to explain it like you're in a bubble, and then you just almost don't want to leave the bubble. You go to the shops and you're out of the bubble and you're out in society, and it's like, this is just amazing because everyone wants to grow together, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I did want to ask, you have structured the whole corral differently. Is that a reason why you want to make the city a better place? Like, we call the city, the village, the town, it's the home base of the whole event. Did you structure it to help runners be able to be more together around in the tents, or is it just more of a...
Part of it is just the progressive nature of how it's grown. So originally we were down in the sand pit, as I call it, but we outgrew that. So we had to bring the corral outside that. And last year we brought it out for the first time, but we had it on a different angle. So when I look back at videos and stuff, it was really clear as people exited, it was just that hard turn, and it looked uncomfortable. So this year we've put it at a 45 degree and it just flows. So from the fact that it's moved, and there was a lot more actual setup of infrastructure, not of our own. We supply a lot for people who don't have it, but people bought their own. So our footprint on the ground was 50% bigger again, even though our numbers were a little bit less. People brought their own stuff. So you just want to create the environment and try and group if you can, because, you know, if you look back out there now after what it was 24 hours ago, it's quite compact. We haven't got people spread everywhere. So the guys that said they were going to go this far have gone this far and still going.
Do these athletes ever convince you to try and do one of these? Maybe not MVP, or maybe do MVP next year.
Well, obviously, look, not obviously. Look, I got a few issues with my health and injuries. So, but I have thought this is the perfect race for a race director to do, because you're never far away from everything. So you can still take the responsibility of a race director, hand off a few tasks and do it. So it's on the cards that if I can get some of my health issues sorted, I just might be out there next year.
Maybe. Who do you think is going to take it out here? Like, we have a couple good competitors. Who do you think is likely to win?
Look, I'd be the first to confess that I don't know all the runners as well as I should. So there can often be one that I've overlooked. But based on observations over the last 28 hours, 27 hours, I think Jacob Garlick is a front runner. But there's a couple of others there.
It's such an interesting
just
thing.
Don't know. Look, in the past, I've thought this person is going to win it. Hands down. And all of a sudden, bang, they're out. The next one, they're out that I thought, and the third person that you thought. So it's a format that changes.
Anything can happen, really. Like, it's like a small chain of a negative emotion just sets off in your brain, and then bang, you roller coaster downhill, race over.
Absolutely.
Out of nowhere. Like, you come off this high, you've been bashing out fast loops, don't get enough sleep. Oh no, you're done. And you don't have that ability, because what can happen is that if you're running faster loops, and you have to start running slower loops, you are not comfortable with running slower loops. And then you start to get a little bit stressed. Oh my God, am I going to have enough time to do this? Am I going to have enough time to do that? I'm not sleeping. Is this? And then you end up pulling out.
So many variables. And some of the things, even today, that were really obvious, and you know, and I know, that support crew are so important.
Yes, 100%.
So important. But they can also show a little bit too soft
Yeah.
love
Yeah, okay.
instead of that
That's an
tough
interesting
love.
point. Yeah, 100%.
So I've observed it a couple of times where runners come in and I thought there was quite a bit more in them.
Yeah.
But their crew, oh, it's okay, you've done great, we're really proud of you.
Interesting.
And that's fair and it's true, but did they help the runner achieve their maximum on the day?
Yeah, it's almost like
So
you got to
it's
find that fine line, don't you? You can't be too harsh and you can't be too soft.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. But yeah, look, it's just one of the best formats.
Yeah, well, thank you for holding on the race. And it's awesome to have it here every year as well, and it's grown so much. So yeah, we appreciate you as a race director, and you're an amazing one too.
Thanks, Ollie. Very kind. No, look, I love what I do. Been doing it for 17 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully there's a few more years to keep
Of course
going.
there will be.
So yeah, look, there's always plans in the back of the mind as to, you know, events that have been sitting there sort of in the background.
Yeah.
So yeah, but backyard ultras, love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks.
That was
Thanks,
good.
Ol.
Hey.
All right, so we're
Chairs are good.
yeah, these chairs are pretty good. Me and Ollie picked them up.
Slouchy.
Yeah. So we're back here, and we've got our second guest on our pop-up podcast, Dan Farmer. Dan Farmer is an extraordinary backyard ultra runner himself, but he had a little bit of an injury, and so you looked over at your mate David Patterson and said, "Get up there, it's your turn to shine."
Yep.
And you jumped in the crew boots,
Yeah.
and you've been crewing him. So how has your man David Patterson been going?
Well, he's been doing very well. You know, his PB on this course was 26. He's just done 27 now, out on 28. So he's doing very well. His PB overall is 38, so he's still got a lot in him. But yeah, I'm proud of him. And I think the thing that holds Pato back is his nutrition. He struggles to eat stuff and keep it down, and he's quite a fussy person. So he brings all his little snacks, and he has a plan in his mind that no one else can quite understand how he's going to eat them all. But when you crew him, you've just got to learn to work with that personality to try and get the carbs in him, because I don't know if you've seen him on Strava, but he does the Ks, he walks a lot, he runs a lot. So his legs are good, and it's just that energy, that sort of the ticker. He's just got to get the ticker fired up. And I think that's nutrition is what is our Achilles heel. And I think we did pretty well. And that was the challenge for me, was how do I help Pato out with that? Because I know other people that have tried to crew him or have successfully crewed him, but the feedback is he's hard to get eat.
food
But we
into.
all are, right? I think that's the
Yeah.
thing that's not unique to Pato. It's just the thing that was my laser focus, was just,
Yeah. I think our audience can really resonate with how hard it is to get food down, especially in these events. I remember when I first started out and someone gave me a sandwich, and I was 50 Ks into a race, and I'm chewing on this thing, and I'm like, I don't have the energy to chew.
yeah.
So I just don't want to do it. What kind of stuff are you giving Pato so that he doesn't get that taste fatigue, doesn't get that chewing fatigue?
Well, he brings all his own stuff. So variety's the spice of life for me. I'll eat anything, and if someone surprises me with a burger or something, I'd tuck into that. Pato's got his kind of. Oh, Pato.
Pato's coming in.
What's going on? Hang on, what time? What's happening?
What's happening, Pato?
Oh, you
turn
turned
back?
back? Oh, no.
You know when you're doing weights?
Yeah. Come and sit down.
Come
sit
sit
down,
down.
talk to us.
Come sit down.
Here he is.
Come sit down.
Sit down too.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Dan, come sit down.
Do you want to press out Pato's face or whatever on that one?
Oh, I'll put a mic on you. Do you mind? Is that okay? If we record you?
I'd love to talk.
So, Pato, how you feeling, mate? Have you just turned around on the loop?
Yeah, I'm so proud of that run. Like, now I did work so hard for that one. Like, you saw how hard I worked.
Yeah, you worked hard. You worked hard on that. Like, the start of 28. Getting up was hard.
It was just like in the end, like when you're doing weights and you do 5 pumps and then like you lift to failure. When I ran, I would like run 5 steps.
Yeah,
And then it was just like I had to stop running. So.
Yeah. Do you reckon? How much do you reckon the heat today took out of you? Do you reckon that's played a big
It
part?
did. It did. But I kind of liked it as well because it was like I think I said like in the preview show for this race, the reason why I think people like this race is because it's such a great test, and I got a really good test out of that one. It was the 5th time I've run here, and only the 2nd time I've broken 24. So
Yeah.
and it's a course PB for me as well. So
Well, it is a tough course, man. Like the only course that I can think of in Australia that was very similar to this was the Mirawerner course, and that event is last year, this year. But I think that this event here at MVP will take over as like the premier, like that Biggs feel. You know, Biggs is really tough, and it's not made for long distances.
Yeah.
And neither is MVP. Boys going past. Work, boys. But it just seems to just drill you down and just you got to empty the well every time you come here, don't you?
yeah, and today was tough. There was not a cloud in the sky. So from about, I think we were putting on ice from about 9 a.m.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. From when the sun, 1 hour of daylight, and then we're into the ice in the sleeves, Michelin man styles.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you find that? Had you done that before?
No, that was the first time. It was really good. Like I kind of like, but because it was so warm, it melted really quick, even though I was putting in so much ice. But the way I did it is that like I ran the section when I still had before the ice melted. I tried to put in more effort then while I was still cool. And then when I when I got hot, that's when I would slow things. When the ice melted, that's when I would slow things down.
Yeah.
I would walk from about 600 meters back in every time.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I reckon I felt like I mastered how to run the course.
yeah. What did you do? What was the kind of secret to it?
It was just running. Oh, so it was just walking a long way, from a long way out all the way into the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find that was the shadiest part of the course?
It was shady-ish, but also I had no ice left in my arm, so I thought, well, I'll just take this easy because I'm so hot. I'll walk in from here. It took like 5 minutes. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that change after the sun went down? Or did you
Nah.
keep that going?
I kept it going because I thought it was I was in a pretty good rhythm.
We've seen you towards the end there have some trouble keeping your the insides of your tummy inside your tummy.
Yeah.
Was that just? Do you think that was just, a long day in the sun beating down on your face, just giving you hell? Did you think that was kind of the after effects of that?
Yeah, it could have been. It was like I was feeling it all day, wasn't I? I was like struggling to swallow pretty much everything all day.
Yeah.
Like even my tailwind that I took out, like I was drinking it, but it wasn't easy to.
Got quite a sensitive gag reflex. It's like a Panadol, like something that's small and hard, it just tickles a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even a soft pudding somehow, there's like a fucking pinball machine to get a bit of food down his throat without triggering some kind of tonsil.
Yeah, well, we were doing we were filming at one point, and we came in, and you were eating a chocolate croissant, and you were like, I don't want to eat this thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat this. So I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that, mate, if you want to get to the end, you need to be eating this thing.
The only way I could get it down was mix it up with my drink.
Yeah.
To help it down.
Yeah, 100%.
But look, I loved that race. I reckon that was one of my best runs. It wasn't a PB, but it was still one of my best runs.
Oh, it was gritty and it was hard. It was hot. It was hard. There was a massive hill. I don't think anyone can come to MVP and say to themselves, "Oh, I'm going to run, a backyard ultra PB." I think you need to. It's a side note to that. You come to MVP and you run the course and you see the course and you're like, okay, that was pretty brutal. That was tough. And I mean, how do you find running past your crew constantly and past here? Do you find it hard because you're like, there's my out? there's my out. I can step off the course.
I thought it was one of the best parts because there were so many people here the whole time cheering and giving encouragement. I wasn't worried about my crew. We just waved at each other and said g'day, and yeah. But yeah, it was, yeah, look, I love this race. I'm so glad that I did it. It was just reinforced how great a race it is.
What's Farms like as a crew person?
Oh, he was firm but fair. Like before we before we did it, before he goes to me, oh, mate, I'm going to make you eat. And I was thinking, oh, this is going to end in disaster. I was thinking, oh,
What would get in a fight?
we're going to get into an argument and get into a fight. But no, it was really, really good. I definitely haven't eaten, even though it was so hard to eat. I probably haven't eaten that much in a backyard ultra before, and I think that's one of the reasons why I was able to get break 24.
Yep.
Well, Tim, you gave us some good pointers on way to approach that as a crew member to get people to eat, and so did Emma.
Yeah.
There is a lot of knowledge around the subject.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to saying that if you have a goal and you really, really want to achieve it, and this is why it feels so good, because he understands that if he is to achieve his goal, then these steps have to happen. So if I told you that here's a box of food, if you eat this, that you're going to run 50 loops, I guarantee you would sit there and you would eat every single crumb of that box, because you know that you're going to get the thing. It's just, it's just a way of reframing things. I think you need to. It's like I often get taste fatigue, and I mean you guys have had it as well. And you understand that. I mean, I don't want to eat anymore. I'm done. I don't want any of this. But you just do it because you know you have to.
I think one of the reasons why it's so hard to eat when it's hot as well is because you're craving water. I was craving water a lot of the time as well. Like I was drinking heaps of Tailwind, heaps of coconut water, but then I was also drinking heaps of water as well because my mouth was just feeling so dry.
Yeah.
I tell you what, having you guys here doing this, so awesome.
Pretty good, isn't it?
Like it adds a lot to the race.
I know. We would never have expected this to happen.
And I
It's
love
just
that. I love it
amazing.
how you actually came up with the idea while you were doing your podcast, didn't you? I was listening to the podcast. You did go, "Hey, that's a really good idea. We should come and do a live podcast at MVP."
Oh,
Yeah.
it is funny. It is funny.
I think it's so good, man. It's so awesome.
Yeah. Are there any key takeaways you have from this race? Like, obviously you've done so many of these backyard ultras, but is there one distinct thing that you will take away from this race? I know you've just finished, and it hasn't taken time to really settle in, but from...
Just not give up, man. I had so many times when I wanted to give up, but I just didn't.
And that showed in a lot of the videos that I actually shot as well.
Yeah.
What was the first one? Because I know 24 was a big hard one, but was there early ones?
Early in the race, like between 3 and 7, like there's no way I would pull out between 3 and 7, but it was so, I don't know why it was hard. It was just like my tummy was feeling funny, my chest was feeling funny. It was just my body wasn't feeling right. And usually doing a poo fixes it, but I didn't need to do a poo till about, when was it, do you reckon? Maybe.
I don't know when you did it. I didn't write it down. I probably should have if I was a dedicated.
Oh, that's good. We'll have to keep those notes that you wrote down too.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, we'll have to retrace the steps
You
and
guys
work
are
out
hilarious.
when that poo came out.
Well, what do you think actually got you over those couple of hours? Obviously, maybe you warmed up a little bit. Do you think that
Yeah,
was
there
it?
was definitely the first time I had no-dose combo with Panadol. Actually, no, just when I first had my first no-dose, it really lifted my mood.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a good lesson for everyone, is that if you want to lift your mood, have a no-dose.
Yeah.
I'm not promoting banging them down, but
Yeah.
use no-dose when you need it. Have a caffeine plan. Did you have a caffeine plan?
Yeah, I had it on the plan every 7 hours, I think it was about.
Yeah, about that. Which we moved around. We pulled it up early and then kept it early.
It's a little bit of a taboo subject. I think people, I never talk about it on the podcast. I talk about no-dos and caffeine plans on the podcast, but I never really ask about Panadol and mixing Panadol and no-dos. Because it's kind of like, if people who aren't into the sport, I think that this isn't right.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tim?
What's that?
Mixing no-dos with Panadol?
I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's one of those things that you might do when you look. I don't really take Panadol, to be quite honest. So, but I think no dose is important, and once you get on, you don't come off.
Yeah, it's just like drinking a coffee.
But I think there's drugs that you can and can't have together, and I think that, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that combination's not one of those.
Oh, no, it doesesn't sound pretty good. So
Yeah.
No, there's actually a Panadol packet that you get that's Panadol Plus, and it's Panadol and caffeine.
Yeah, in
There
the
you go.
one, yeah.
there you go. Well, I did notice that you had a little bit of a sore knee towards the end there. Did that play up?
Oh, yeah, there was a time when I got some, what's it called? The Nurofen cream on my knee. It wasn't the reason why I stopped.
Okay.
It was my muscles. They just wouldn't let me run for more than 5 or 6 steps. So, but look, I've got to say, I reckon this race they'll definitely see the morning. All the remaining runners, they're locked in and they're running fast. And you know what? Even though I was running so slowly, they were still checking on me and making sure I was okay. Like Luke Slater, he was like making sure I was okay. A great bunch of dudes. And I think the obvious pick, just from what we've seen so far, is Jacob Garlic. But you never know what's going to happen in these races.
And that's such a cool thing, isn't it?
yeah.
He's been going hard from the start, hasn't he?
He's
He's just been out in front. Normally when that happens, they do like 10 hours, 10 yards, and then they disappear.
yeah,
But he's been out
very
in front
impressive.
the whole day. Amazing.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right. So thanks for Pato and Farms for jumping on the podcast. Like Pato, amazing race. But we do have another guest on.
Oh, crazy.
Alex Cleary. Tell us what you're doing here, Alex.
I am crewing for Brandon Gretsch, the Crow.
And what is your whole idea around this? Why are we crewing? And
Well, like I said on the podcast to you guys, I'm going to do Melbourne Front Yard. So I bought my ticket this week, and I figured if there's anyone to learn from, it would be Brandon.
yeah. Are there many key takeaways that you're taking from this?
Oh, so many key takeaways.
What's one? What's
You know
one
what I
big
find
one?
really interesting is, I watch you run, you watch me run. I don't know what you're thinking, you don't know what I'm thinking, but both of us are thinking, fuck, he looks good.
Yeah.
He looks
okay,
pretty good.
Okay.
He doesn't look like he's weak at all. He looks pretty strong.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? Tim also looks pretty strong as well. He's running,
Yeah.
he's hitting the same pace. He's pretty consistent. And everybody's thinking that, but everybody is suffering just as much as each other. But all of us are thinking, oh, he looks all right. I'm a little bit worried about him. I'm not sure about him, blah, blah, blah.
That's all part of the mind game as well.
Yeah.
And it's so hard in the moment. It's so hard. Like watching Jacob absolutely sprint out of the park from the corral is such like a mental tax. And is that something that you would take into Melbourne for?
Oh, I think just knowing that everybody is hurting just as much as you are is something to remind yourself, because you will watch someone like Jacob run out the gates and you think, oh, how is he doing that? That's so amazing. But you know that he is hurting just as much as you are. He is just pushing a pace different to yours.
And have you slept yet?
Yeah, I had a couple little naps last night, and I'll probably have a couple little naps tonight, just while Brandon's out running. Should be fine.
And what's the most interesting part of actually crewing? Because have you crewed one of these before?
I haven't crewed a backyard ultra. I haven't even watched a backyard ultra in person,
Wow,
really.
okay.
So, what is the most interesting part? That's a tough question. I think just the most interesting part is just watching the ups and downs in real time. You know, from King of the Hill, I get to watch people's ups and downs from afar, from the live stream, where I get to watch Brandon's ups and downs now and see how he reacts to them so specifically, and what his what do you call it? Like problem solving methods are, or what he would do to solve whatever problem we have.
Yeah. Well, have you actually been able to be in action and support him in that way, like give him a little bit of a pump up, or has it not got to that point yet?
He's been unreal.
Okay.
Like I'm pretty impressed just mentally, because he's come here. He came second at MVP last year. So I mean, there's been a few mentions of, oh, you're the favorite. Like you've got a really good PB compared to some of the other guys here. You should go far. What was one of the other lads said? Asked him after 24 hours if he'd even started his watch. So I mean, not letting that go to your head, I think, is a really valuable skill. And I've spoken to him about it, and I've asked him how he's felt about that. And he's like, oh, is what it is, and that's not something that's even fazed him. And I think it's easy for someone to come here if you are the favorite and think, oh, I can walk in, I can do this, I can do that, when really you're going to have to hurt just as much as everybody else to earn the right to be the last person standing.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to forget that when you think, oh, I'm the favorite, I deserve this, I'm the best. So watching him have people say that he may be the best, or he's the favorite, or blah, 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 and for him it just to be water off a duck's back is pretty interesting.
Oh, hold on, Jacob. No, and that's a great lesson to take into your own event. Like, that's something that's really important. We were talking about it before, how it's very hard for someone to be able to identify a pain and then understand that they've actually been going through that pain for 10 hours. And has it changed? No, it hasn't. But the thing is with the Crow is that he just has this positive attitude. And when I mean positive, he's having laughs and everything like that. Is that something that you'd like to take on board? Because I think being positive and trying to help everyone out really takes pressure off of yourself, and it almost lowers the chances of you becoming into a mental low.
Yeah, I think it plays a role of when I focus on your pain, I'm not focusing on my pain. And I think a lot of people do that. I think even Tim does that when he speaks a lot to people and he tries to help them out, because the more he's helping you fix your problems, he's not thinking about his own problems. And when you're not thinking about your own problems, they're not affecting you as much as they could be.
Yeah.
So I forgot what your question was, but yeah.
Just,
I think
would you take his positive attitude?
Oh, yeah. No, I think I'm a very different person to Brandon, but I do take that aspect of his game, or whatever you want to call it, as something that I would put in the quiver for sure.
Do you have a number in mind? What's your goals?
I want to make the second night. I want to make it past the second night, but I've said this in my own podcast. I'm happy to go 10 laps or 1 lap or 3 laps and just be completely spent. The number doesn't matter. I just want to know that I had absolutely nothing left to give. And I think it's really easy for people to say, I just want to leave it all out there, and you can just dawdle your way back and, oh, I timed that, oh, woe is me. But having Ethan Fleming there and my brother, and knowing he's watched me put everything out there trying to run from Sydney to Melbourne, so he knows what it looks like when I'm putting myself through the ringer and taking it to the nth degree. And I've told him, I'm like, bro, I want to get to that place again. And if I'm not at that place again, then I've completely failed. So that's my goal. The number doesn't matter.
Well, I'm sure they'll push you, and I'm excited for you to see you get pushed and push those limits. But yeah, thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, we'll see how we go. Big love.
All right, let's finish this thing up, eh? Let's bring this one across the finish line, hey?
No, we will not do a better by next week. I think we give it.
I think we do a better by next week challenge.
No, I don't
Ollie
have one.
wants to get out of doing the better by next week
I don't
challenge,
have
which we
one.
do on every single episode. Well, you're gonna have to think fast. I'll do the better by next week challenge
For everyone.
for you. I'll do it for you first.
Oh, God.
All right, and for our audience, and then they can pick whichever one they like.
Yeah, okay.
But my better by next week challenge for you, right, is when I say no, I don't want to set up a podcast in front of the start line because it's too much work and it's 4 cameras, 2 lights, having to ask another person to help us out, and everything that entails. When I say no, I want you to keep pushing.
Yes.
Because I think that at the end of the day, when we have a look at what we've done here with this podcast, with this recording, it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't have kept on pushing. I think you get that from your mum too, because she tends to push as well. But so the challenge itself is to not be too forceful when you're pushing, but when someone says no to an idea that you might have, trust your gut, because sometimes those ideas can come and unravel in ways where that other person just might not be able to see or imagine what you're thinking. So thank you for that. So, but that is your Better by Next Week challenge for the week. So anytime you hear me this week say, no, Ollie, I don't think that's a good idea, it's often because maybe I'm a little bit unsure. I'm thinking this is a lot of work, but sometimes it is worth it, and it has been worth the trouble. So
Yeah, well, I've come up with an idea. It's something to complement this challenge, and it should be my Better by Next Week challenge for you and everyone else is to be comfortable with pushing. So pushing in, whether that be a run, pushing for a decision to be made, anything, be comfortable with it, because it can be uncomfortable sometimes. Oh, I'm gonna applaud.
yeah. Well done,
Well
guys.
done, boys.
Oh,
Cruising.
good work, guys. Good work, guys.
God, I love him. But yeah, it can be super uncomfortable to really push, and it's vulnerable for both the person you're pushing and yourself, because it's like a situation you never want to find yourself in.
Yeah.
So push.
I like that one.
Push
I
it.
like that challenge. I'll keep pushing, and you keep pushing me to make sure that we come up with crazier ideas for the
I know,
podcast.
this is
Because yeah,
nuts.
it's in our first pop-up podcast, and I reckon it's been pretty successful. Oh man, we still got to do a heap of recording of our people. We got to follow along everyone. So they're 27 hours in.
Nearly 28.
So yeah,
it
so
is-
thank you everyone for listening. Thank you a lot for our pop-up podcast guests that we had on. We had Dan, we had Brett Saxon from Trails Plus, we had David Patterson from the Backyard Ultra podcast, we had Alex Cleary from the Pulling Threads podcast, and the Crows crew person. So
And we had some special guests, Crow coming in.
yeah,
Freddy coming
we even
in.
had some random old fella come in at one point asking us some questions. We'll leave that
Hopefully
in
he's
the edit.
still here.
We were
hopefully.
trying to be as polite as we could, but he had questions.
Yeah,
So
well, hopefully he's here so we can answer.
yeah, so thanks heaps for listening, and yeah, we'll see you next week. Go crush your runs, and yeah, thanks for listening.
See you later.
See ya.
Oh, I can't believe we did that.
Just didn't take the